Good morning and welcome to another art and hike vlog. Today I am at Connell Lake. This is the dam that created the lake. That was built back in about 1952, 1954. There was an old movie made here in Ketchikan called Cry of Vengeance, and there is a dramatic scene that was filmed here. I haven't seen it, but I have seen a still from the film, so if you can find that movie, it might be kind of a fun way to see a bit of Ketchikan. So we're going to head up the trail that goes along this lake. Today I have not only a new backpack, slightly bigger than my old one. It's an off-brand. It's a pretty cheap one I got off of Amazon. So we'll see how it holds up. My old Osprey backpack, the zipper completely failed. So we'll see how this one works. I have my oil paints and we'll see if the bugs hold off a little bit more than usual. But it's a beautiful morning, so I shouldn't be fighting the rain as often happens here. Let's get headed down the trail. If you are interested in seeing more arts vlogs, hiking the beautiful Tongass National Rainforest, then consider hitting that subscribe button, maybe the notification bell. And I'd love it if you hit the like button. I am trying to build a fun and interactive community here where we can learn about art, talk about art, and share our beautiful Alaska wilderness with you. Let's go. One thing I have found as I've been more often doing paintings out on the trails is that the oil paints are the most difficult. They're messier. I don't really like getting oil paint on my expensive outdoor hiking gear and clothes. Like this morning I decided to wear this old cheap fleece top because I know that I'll end up getting some oil paint on it. I don't have the best container for my spirits, my thinner. I have some odorless paint thinner. Tends to just kind of leach out, gets on my hands. So it's just kind of messier if there are a lot of bugs. I found that the bugs will be attracted to the sticky oil paint and they get stuck in my painting. So the oils feel like kind of the trickiest. I really like bringing the watercolors and my acrylic gouache a little bit better. So I haven't done any oil paints on the trail for a week or so, maybe longer. But I thought I'd do it today. We don't have rain. Maybe there'll be enough breeze to scare away the bugs. I kind of doubt it, but I was missing doing some oil painting. So I thought today was the day to get back into it. In case you're a little bit curious about my dogs, all three of these dogs are border collies in front of me. And then we have our little Chihuahua mix. The oldest dog out in front is Edna, she's 11. The little one jumping up the rocks is Audrey, she's 6. And then there's my short coat border collie Henry, who is 3. I got them all from the same breeder, not only because I enjoy them, but I also have been training in search and rescue with my dogs for almost 30 years. And the border collies have been really fun to train. Yesterday we spent an hour or so with a local after-school program group of kids, and we do a little wood safety talk. Well, not we, me. I tell them about wood safety, what to do if they get lost. I tell them how we train the dogs. So that's really, really fun. Search and rescue with the dogs is is really a fun thing to do. It's kind of like a treasure hunt with real people in the training. The actual calls for lost or hurt people can be stressful, but it's a great feeling to feel like you're helping. Maybe, you are putting in some effort to actually help with the situation. And as a bonus, you get to work with your dogs. Edna, the 11-year-old on the left, she's my only certified dog. We have a series of 3 tests that the dogs and handlers need to complete. Our team has shrunk so much, I haven't been able to set up tests for my younger dogs, but we do have fun still doing demos with kids at schools and with the scouts groups. Then there is Getty. Getty, that's Getty. Come here, Getty. What's your big boy? Getty's a little Chihuahua mix. He is the 3rd Chihuahua that we have been given over the years by people who couldn't really handle them. And he bit a family friend one day. He was barking all the time. So a friend that I have who's involved in rescue told me about him, so we took him in a year and a half ago, and he has been a wonderful dog. Mostly he needed a lot more exercise. That dog can hike up mountains. Literally a few days ago, he hiked about 6-hour trek across the top of the mountains with my son, who he has taken to. So Getty is pretty much my son's dog. Getty was named after the lead singer in the band Rush. We're a big fan of Rush. And so his full name, of course, is Geddy Lee. My dog Edna was named after Edna Mode in the movie The Incredibles. Audrey was just named Audrey because I like the name, and same with Henry. Okay, so we're about midway down the trail. The sun is looking beautiful on the lake. Hear ravens calling. Well, I already got way too hot. It's easy to always assume it's going to be fairly cold out here. I bet it's in the mid-50s this morning, which is hot for early morning here, even in July. I got to test out the new stuff portion of my pack. I just stuffed my shirt in here, and you can see this is an odd brand in Oxtoe, so we'll see how it holds up. Something I've been thinking about as I've been experimenting more with plein air painting in an impressionist style, alla prima, and is that a lot of the painting demonstrations I watch are very sunny scenes with deep shadows and very warm, bright light, and Impressionism really is the painting of light, so that makes sense. But I am here in a rainforest where it's a pretty dim, heavily treed, shady forest scenes. So I've been trying to kind of figure out how do I approach an impressionistic painting when there's little light and everything is pretty much green, just more green, green, and more green. So that's been an interesting challenge. If I'm painting on a beach or in an open muskeg, which is our big bog areas, about our only open areas on land, it's a little easier because a lot of light does get in there. But a trail like this one, there is some sunlight, but it's very, very filtered. And where I'm going to be sitting, where I'm planning to be sitting, is not much light gets in there. So that's been a bit of a challenge, but it's been fun. I only have so much time on these morning walks. I do have a full-time job as a reporter for our newspaper, Ketchikan Daily News. So I don't have a lot of time to be out here. Sometimes I bring home my little hike paintings and I finish them at home. I'll probably have to do that today, I'm guessing. So anyway, those are a few of the challenges that I'm thinking about. And we do have absolutely beautiful wilderness to create art from and to be inspired by. So I'm not complaining about that. I just have to kind of figure out how to keep the paintings lively and interesting even when there's not a lot of brilliant light shapes. There you can see our salmonberries are ripening up. Those are pretty delicious. I can't quite reach those. If only. We're on a bridge here, but the birds, the bears, the humans, we all love salmonberries. They're fairly seedy and watery, but they're quite sweet. We all enjoy eating salmonberries on the trail. All right, we're getting closer. Here's a really cool feature that's really common around here. This is a tree root cave. These are formed quite frequently here when an old tree stump starts to rot down and little trees grow on top of it. And as the old stump rots down very slowly, in our cold and cool climate, things rot really slowly usually. The little trees grow bigger and bigger roots, and then by the time that stump is gone, you have this cave. And I learned from an area biologist that these are a common place for bears to hibernate in the winter. We have black bears here. In our Ketchikan area, we don't really have brown bears, which are Alaska's version of grizzly bears, so that's really nice. The black bears are much more skittish, so we don't worry about bears very much. The dogs will always let me know if there's a wild animal close by. But I have a vlog video on this trail where I stopped to draw this. If you want to check that out, look at this card up here. Click on that to watch. We're almost to the creek where I'm going to paint. Let's head out. Got my Plein Air set from Yugo. Only used it a few times so far. Very portable, which is really important to me, being that I'm on a trail, not just driving. And my cerulean blue is, the brand I bought is very oily, so it slid all around. So I'll have to fix that. So I just put this on my here, so I'll definitely adjust that errant cerulean. This brush carrier is something that I just bought. I just found out it needs to have some sort of top put on it because my brushes fell out in my pack. I also brought my palette knife, thought that would be fun to use today. So here's my little setup. I brought more brushes than usual too. I usually bring one, maybe two brushes. And then I have my panel pack canvas carrier, wet canvas carrier. And then this is what I'm especially proud of. This is a bag, a carrier bag that my son made me. It's fairly water resistant. It's got a really tough bottom and it's worked great. A little bit of a wobbly setup, but portable is more important to me than stable. As usual, my thinner leaked out really badly. I need to find a different system for this. There's literally no thinner left in there, so I'm going to have to try to salvage it from my Ziploc bag. Not bad, I won't need much thinner. but that's annoying. So I'm going to figure out a different system for sure. Let's start with, Lord. I'm going to start sketching in with my number 6 Rosemary and Company brush. This is brand new. I don't think I've used this one yet. Long handle. I really love this brand of brushes. I've just started using these on the recommendation of a few other YouTube artists. So I'm just going to mix, I guess, a little bit of ultramarine. Important to starting any painting, blocking in, is squinting. So I'm going to squint to see where the darks and lights are. You feel really silly, but it does really help to just get the basic shapes blocked in. A little ultramarine and some yellow ochre. A little bit of my thinner that I salvaged. We'll just have the bridge here. I'm gonna put the bridge kind of lower here. Well, I've had fun making a big mess. I will probably take a picture of the scene and then maybe do a little bit at home. Seems like I was having troubles getting some, this tree here across the way to kind of pop out. So I'll carry this home, I'll take a look at it later. On my way back to the car now. That was fun. It was a lot of experimenting. I wouldn't say that the painting is a masterpiece for sure. It was fun trying out my palette knife. I've only painted with that one time before. And there's some really fun effects that are kind of surprising. It puts the paint on in a really interesting way. And so that's fun. I think it's really important as artists to keep ourselves inspired and sometimes humbled if you've been painting for a long time or singing for a long time or whatever your art medium is, to just try some new things and fail and try again, try some new mediums if you're a painter, try some new brushes, try a palette knife, paint outside if you normally paint inside, try different surfaces. I used to only paint on stretch canvases. Now I'm painting a lot on boards because I'm painting more outside. Over the years, I mostly painted animals. If you visit my website, danelkelly.art, by the way, you'll see that animals have been the focus of my painting for a long time. So it's been fun to try landscapes and capture the light or lack thereof here in the rainforest. As soon as I sat down to paint today, the sun disappeared, so everything got very muted. So, and just learning, there's so many little challenges that I'm facing now with, I ran out of yellow paint today, and so I was having a hard time getting brighter foliage in a little tree. So I'm learning how to set up my end plein air box, my pochade box. Another little challenge, how to fit it in my backpack. I'm pretty happy with this new backpack, by the way. It's comfortable to carry. My oil painting setup is the heaviest thing I carry on my early morning walks. And it's feeling really comfortable. It's slightly more roomy. So even though it's just this $40-some off-brand, I'm happy with it so far. I expect a cheap knockoff backpack to have failures in the zippers and seams faster possibly than the backpack I was planning to get that costs 4 times as much. Anyway, I hope that you are trying some new things and being inspired by my new experiments and my paintings that I'm trying outdoors in our beautiful hiking areas. I'd love to hear about your outdoor adventures as an artist. And anyway, I hope you join this community and consider subscribing. I'm really excited about connecting with other artists. We live in a very small community on an island in Southeast Alaska, and this community is known for its arts. We have some incredible worldwide known artists here, both our native Alaskans, our Haida, Tsimshian, and Tlingit artists, but also we have commercial artists, we have fine artists here. So we do have a lot of artists here, but I'm really excited about reaching out to artists across the globe. So join the community, hit the subscribe, and check out some of my other vlogs, my art vlogs that I've done on my hikes in the morning. Take a look at this playlist here. Have fun and keep creating.